Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Make Me Smart, where we make today make sense. Thank you all for joining us on this Friday, September the 12th. And because it is Friday, we are back from our hiatus and back to happy hour. We're going to do our happy hour episode, which is Economics on Tap. And joining me for happy hour is a special guest and a good friend of mine, Laura Blessing. She's a senior fellow at the Government Affairs Institute at Georgetown University. Laura, welcome to the show.
Hey, great to be here with you.
Those of you who follow Marketplace on Instagram or TikTok or any of our other social platforms may have seen Laura already today because we had a video of us gathering
Inspired
some special
cinematography.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks to our friend Mel who helped out as well. Later on, we're going to get to what is happening with Congress, which is Laura's area of expertise, and how what's going on with the federal funding fight is, are we going to keep the government funded and open, and we're going to have another partial shutdown. We're going to get to it in a minute. But more importantly, we must get to the drinks. So Laura and I last weekend went out with my Uncle David and some other friends of ours to gather pawpaws, which are a fruit that's indigenous to the United States, particularly the eastern United States, but they're really hard to cultivate. And so you kind of either have to get them from the farmer's market or you have to know somebody who has access to a pawpaw patch, which my Uncle David does. So we went, as the song goes, way down yonder to the pawpaw patch and harvested a ton. And then we both decided to make some pawpaw themed cocktails. Laura, I saw you sent some photos of your experiments yesterday, but what did you land on?
I mean, that was a lot of restraint on my part. I love being a mixologist. So it may not surprise you that I've got a bourbon one in my hand because you know
I
me.
figured that's what you'd go
Um,
with.
yeah, I think you saw that coming. So I made a pawpaw version of a bourbon peach smash and put pawpaws in there instead of peaches. And of course, it has to have a garnish because we eat with our eyes first, or drink in this case. Um, and it's me, so it's probably fairly spirit forward, but happy to talk about the other one too if you want.
Yeah, tell everybody about the other one that you made while you were trying things out.
Sure. Well, honestly, I'd love to just be at a bar and order either of these just to see the look on the bartender's face because a bourbon pawpaw smash sounds like something out of a comic book. Um,
Hmm.
and the other one I've decided that I'm calling a Kentucky 75 because it's a riff on a French 75, which of course is bubbles, traditionally gin, although sometimes vodka, a little bit of lemon juice. And so I put pawpaws in some Lillet Blanc, which is a fortified wine, as you and I'm sure many of your listeners know.
No, I didn't know
And
that, Laura.
put that in with the bubbles and the lemon juice. Um, so I thought that was fun too.
Before I get to my cocktails, I want to read what some other folks are drinking in the chat. Let's see. Alan is having iced tea, half sweet, half unsweetened, as one does. I love it. Jeff is having a German dark beer that I'm going to mispronounce, so I'm just going to say it's the German dark beer. Jim is having a High West double rye on the rocks. Kay has a banana daiquiri and toasted marshmallows for a snack. Nice. Vincent with tripped beer with pineapple syrup. Sarah's having chocolate milk from the dairy. Lots of good stuff in there. Okay, so I did one of my kitchen cocktails. I was trying to like use up some ingredients in my bar that I don't normally use, which ended up in this case being vodka, chartreuse, and Saint Germain. So I basically yesterday started infusing some pawpaw puree in some vodka, and I let that sit overnight. And you were not kidding about it being difficult to strain uh,
Exactly.
the juice off of it. It's very pulpy. So anyway, I soaked some pawpaws in vodka, squeezed out as much as I could, and then I mixed that with some Saint Germain and some chartreuse. And I've got some ginger beer here that I'm going to use to top it off. And what do you think I should call it?
Ooh. Um,
Anybody in the chat?
I don't know. That sounds like a lot of like Popeye kind of ingredients. Like they're all like green, maybe? I don't know.
I don't
Pawpaw
know.
machine.
Last taste of summer, something like that.
That's also good.
Yeah. So this is what it looks like. I do not have a
Ooh.
garnish because Neon Firefly says way too much effort, Kimberly. And I'm a fan. I like it. I like it a lot. I actually I was worried about the chartreuse, but I like it. Oh wait, so we've got some recommendations. Southern Summer, Summer's Last Hurrah. Ooh, Pawpaw Pop Off. I like that. I like
Like that.
that. We may have to go with Pawpaw Pop Off. I like that.
I'm
Okay,
always
let's talk your actual area of expertise, Laura. So you are the person that I go to, Nancy Marshall-Gins, our other Washington correspondent, often goes to when we need to know about the budget process in Congress. So where are we in the process? What's going down and what's coming up?
Ooh, gosh, that's a big question. So we are staring down another potential shutdown fight. And the, end of the fiscal year is coming up. So October 1st will be the next fiscal year 2026. And Congress is disagreeing with itself. We've got a number of different possibilities. We could have a short-term funding package to fund things at current levels, what's called a continuing resolution or CR. So that could be shorter term, it could be longer term. We could, it looks like what's emerging is to have a, November 20th package with three of the 12 appropriation bills tacked onto it, the three that the Senate worked on, the ones that are, of course, the least partisan, I think is the better way of putting it these
Mm.
days, and potentially some other things that are up for negotiation. Now, um, I don't want to talk for too much here and give too much context, but that what I just said like sounds really normal, but as I think we're going to get into, uh, this is not a normal time.
No, it's not a normal time. So they're trying to pass a continuing resolution, let's just say it, because they're not going to get
Right.
all of these appropriations bill done. But
Yeah, I
there's
mean,
a
Tom
big
Cole is hoping
question.
that they might, but that's a hard pass. That's adorable. He has to say that.
Bless
He's
his
the chair of
heart.
the Appropriations Committee.
Bless his heart. But there's also a separate fight with, well, you know what? Let me take a minute. What is it that the Democrats are asking for to pass at least a CR in some form? What do they want?
Yeah, that's a great question because this really could have been a lot of different things that they could decide to negotiate with. There's such a long list. And, what they are asking for right now is an extension of the ACA subsidies that will otherwise expire at the very end of the year and possibly some of the
These are healthcare
Medicaid.
subsidies that would affect like middle class families that get a discount on their health insurance, right?
Correct. And those prices would go up substantially without these things, as well as possibly trying to get some of the money back on Medicaid that was cut with the big reconciliation bill that was passed earlier
The
this year.
OB3.
Yes.
Now, all of this, as Sarah points out in the chat, is almost kind of a moot point, as some of the Democrats are arguing, because they need 60 votes to pass a funding bill, like a continuing resolution. But as we saw recently, the president can go in and get 51 votes and pass a rescissions package, maybe even a rescissions package without any votes if he, wants to claw some funding back, in the window that doesn't allow Congress to vote on it before the end of the fiscal year. Can you lay out the dynamics of this and where the various parties stand?
Well, I know that on the show you like to do the numbers, and this is an incredibly important. Did you like that? I thought that was smooth.
Well played.
This is an incredibly important way of thinking about this because rescissions, or the executive has 45 days to claw back money and have Congress approve it. Um, that's really historically unusual for the executive to do. It's very commonplace for Congress to decide to tweak its own stuff because they are supposed to have the power of the purse. But we've seen this executive act in so many unusual ways, and this is one of them. So not only has the executive clawed back a lot of money for a lot of different things. It's sometimes retroactively getting Congress to approve of it. So we saw the big rescission bill for foreign aid and public media earlier this summer, HR 4. And you're referring to, of course, the pocket rescission that was for about $5 billion that was announced at the very end of August, upsetting members of Congress of both parties, certainly appropriators of both parties. This goes against their ability to have the power of the purse. And I'm happy to get into the pocket rescission and the politics of that, but you highlighted something really important that I want to underline, and that's that rescissions only take a simple majority in the Senate to pass, whereas appropriations bills, as we know, can be filibustered. So they need 60 votes instead of 51, or really 50, because they've got the vice president. Um, and they've got 53 votes in the Senate. So what that means is that not only has this happened before in a way that is a break from the past, the pocket rescissions, I would argue, is, illegal. Um, and
Lots of people argue that they're illegal, including
yeah,
was it the Government Accountability Office or
GAO
who
has
issued that
ruled on
report?
multiple things to be illegal, but yes, this is
Proud that
one
I
of them.
remembered that.
In important detail. I mean, in the House
Yes.
Appropriations Bill, they tried to slash GAO's funding. Um, that's not going to be wound into the bigger package because the Senate won't do it. But as you can see, Congress as a whole can pass some sort of funding package, whether that's a
Mm.
short-term CR or something longer or formal appropriations. And the executive can try to just decide that it doesn't like different things. And not only
So
have
what
they
does that
showed the
mean
ability to
then?
do that, but they could do more of it.
So what does that mean for this funding fight in terms of what's coming up?
Congress is a lot of things, but Congress is also a workplace. And so
Mm.
dropping that, pocket rescission was, to be sure, Democrats in Congress were not having a party prior to August 29th, I believe it was. Uh, that really soured what was already a bad working environment, saying, gosh, I'm just going to kind of do whatever I want, with rescissions coming out of the executive, and has made the politics of this tougher. It's also something that has pushed them, other people in, the rest of their caucus in Congress, as well as kind of interested players outside of Congress, to push for them to stand up more than they were already pushing
Mm.
back. In politics, we often learn the lesson of the last time, and the shutdown fight in March, where Schumer and different Senate Democrats voted for that spending bill, was not received well by a lot of different people.
We had a question in the Discord chat where Bob asks, we keep saying that this is not normal. How long does something have to keep happening before it actually is normal?
Gosh, that's a great question because the federal appropriations process, I would argue, was largely broken, the formal one for maybe the past 15 years or so. That being said, 2025 is different. It's different in a lot of different ways. They weren't passing all 12 appropriations bills individually into law. Shucks. But Congress was still passing spending legislation in an omnibus fashion, increasingly with longer and longer term CRs. The budget the budget committees were usually deeming a budget resolution. That is a breakdown in the process. That being said, Congress was still passing funding, and the
Hmm.
executive was not encroaching into that constitutional power of theirs. So, a really important question from Bob, because this it's not like appropriations politics has been easy for a long time. It's been really hard for a long time.
How's your cocktail holding up?
Oh man, I need more of it.
All right, while she has more of her cocktail, we are going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to play a brand new game. So get ready. And if you're curious and you want to know more about the economics of pawpaws and maybe why you can't find them in your own area, our DC intern Emma Condon wrote a great story about why they're so hard to find in stores and a couple of other interesting facts about that delicious fruit. We're going to have a link to it in our show notes. You should check it out, and we will be right back. All right, welcome back. I still have Laura Blessing here with me, and she's going to join me to play a brand new game that we are calling Headline or Headlion. The wonderful Drew Jostad is here to explain the rules.
Okay, this is how it's going to work. I'm going to read you a headline, and you have to decide together. You have to come to a decision if it's a real headline from this week's news or a made-up fake headline. You're going to try to get as many as you can right. And also, on the very last one, everyone watching on the live stream gets to weigh in on a poll if you want to help out the hosts. Only rule is nobody can look it up because that would ruin the fun. So honor system on that one. Sound good?
Nobody start like searching or going it to try to figure it out. Just pure memory.
That goes
right,
for the people
go.
on the stream too. All right.
Yes.
First headline, Paris Hilton mini fridges recalled due to fire and burn hazards.
I mean, it's oddly specific. But
so I know she's a DJ. I did not know anything about mini fridges.
I'm going to comfortably say that this is outside of my area of expertise, but whenever I hear something,
yes.
That is that kind of. I'm gonna say
headline.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say headline because it just I'm not super plugged into pop culture, but like I'm plugged in enough to where that I know that like she DJs and apparently does it very well, and I feel like the mini fridge thing would have also crossed my timeline. So headline, what is it, Drew?
Okay, that is a real headline. That is in fact a headline. The mini fridges are intended for beauty products, which is sort of the Paris Hilton
now it makes more
tie-in.
sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they
like for
had some
creams
catch
and
fire.
Stuff. Okay, like so how much do they cost?
I think there's a small one that's like $30 and a bigger one that's $100, I think is what I saw. I'd have to double check.
You don't have one, Drew?
It's been recalled. I got mine secondhand.
Class action.
No, mine caught fire.
All right, what's the next one?
Musk got Doge's mission, quote, backward, Lutnick says.
That feels real to me.
That feels real.
Because there's a lot of anger in the remaining Trump administration at Musk and Doge and the mess that they left behind that the rest of the Trump administration is having to clean up. So I'm going to believe that.
Yeah.
I say it's a headline.
That's a bingo. That one is correct.
Yeah.
That's an interview on Axios. It was mostly about how he focused too much on reducing headcount and not reducing actual costs.
Yes, because they're still paying a lot of those people.
Yeah.
Still.
GAO has a high risk series if they actually wanted to, make some savings in a serious way. GAO has a high risk series where they could actually save some serious money if they wanted to do that. They have not gone that route at all.
What do you mean a high risk series? What are you talking about?
Different programs that cost a lot of money. So defense acquisitions is very high up there.
You're talking about a series of articles and research is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Use regular people words. These are not things that
There's a government agency there's a government agency, the GAO, that puts together a report that's been mandated by Congress that says these are ways of saving money by different programs that regularly have costly problems.
Thank you. Okay.
And they've ignored it.
The chat says it's the pawpaws talking.
It is.
All right, what's the next one, Drew?
All right, this is the one with the poll, so the audience gets to weigh in here. Do you think this is a real
All right,
headline
everybody get
or
ready to
fake?
vote. Headline or headline?
Trump announces crackdown on junk food advertising.
So this feels
I think
very
that's
in
true.
line with the Make
True.
America Healthy Again movement that RFK Jr. is pushing. And I do feel like I heard something this week about a crackdown on advertising, but that was about pharmaceuticals.
I think I saw this week. I mean,
You know
I
what?
saw a lot of things,
I
but I think this is true.
we saw too many things, Jesus.
We did.
You know what? I actually think we're being set up here because I know that the administration announced something cracking down on pharmaceutical advertising, but I don't think it was junk food advertising.
Okay.
And so I feel like this may be a trick. This may be a trick. Did you see anything about junk food advertising, Laura?
I think I saw something that was this headline. Yeah, I think that this is true.
Oh,
I mean, I would
you
not,
think it's true?
I wouldn't bet my bourbon money on it, but you know,
All
I'm
right, well,
optimistic.
I'm going to vote that it's headline. It sounds like you're voting that it's a real headline.
Yeah.
Okay, we're divided. In the poll, 62% say it's headline, 37% say it's a headline. Drew, what's the answer?
That is a fake story. You were
Oh,
correct.
nicely done.
The announcement was about pharmaceutical advertising.
There you go.
Yep.
Well, Artax is happy I won. He just brought
He's
me a
excited
toy.
that you won. Yep, and
Yes.
so did the audience. So
There you go.
that's 2 correct for Kimberly today.
Woohoo!
And that's the game.
Oh, well, what did you think of our new game, everyone? Hope everybody liked it. Did you like it, Laura?
It's fun.
I think Artax likes it.
Our tax votes to do this again.
All right. Well, that is all we've got for this week. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for our relaunch and coming back from our break. And we still want to hear your feedback about the show. Thanks to everybody who joined the live stream. And a special thank you to Laura Blessing of the Government Affairs Institute at Georgetown for joining us and for joining me on our Pawpaw adventure. Don't forget to go and follow Marketplace on your social media accounts so you can check out our video of us harvesting with my Uncle David and a couple of our other friends. We are going to be back next week. So until then, please keep sending us your comments, your questions. Don't forget your wins. You can leave us a voicemail at 508-UB-SMART or email us at makemesmart@marketplace.org. I see you. Make Me Smart is produced by
Perfect
Courtney
ending.
Bergseeker. Today's episode was engineered by Jay Siebold, and the team behind our YouTube live stream is Emily McCune and Antoinette Brock. Our interim supervisory senior producer, I can never say this, is Stephanie Seek. Nancy Fargali is executive producer of Marketplace Shows, and Joanne Griffith is our chief content officer, and Artax is my very loud cat. Cheers, Laura.